The Absa Cape Epic is an event of enormous proportions and a benchmark for world mountain biking. The 8-day journey through South Africa's Western Cape is a test of skill, fitness, partnership and equipment, and over the years has become a rite of passage for mountain bikers the world over. With 107 kilometers and 2,800 meters of climbing, Stage 3 is one of the most challenging of this year's race. After the hotspot in the summit of Nieuweberg, the highest point of the route, the iconic Groenlandberg, awaits the riders. A white-knuckle descent leads them into the Land Rover technical terrain before the Lebanon trails take them back to Oak Valley. On the start line at Oak Valley Estate, the wearers of the yellow zebra jersey, Nino Schurter and Lars Forster, with their closest rivals Manuel Fumic and Henrique Avancini right next to them. As the starter's gun fires, the big question was, could the chasing Cannondale team inflict damage on the race leaders? In the women's category, Denmark's Annika Langvad and Anna van der Breggen of the Netherlands started the day in the orange leader jerseys. Leaving the Oak Valley Estate, their biggest rivals, Ariane Lüthi and Maja Wloszczowska, had only one goal: to claw back as much time as possible. In the men's race, the lead group was strung out after the first 10 kilometers, and the Kross Racing team with Gutierrez and Chink led Cannondale Factory Racing, Scott and Centurion Voda on the Nieuweberg climb. Chink and Gutierrez put the hammer down and were the first team through the Dimension Data hotspot on the summit of Nieuweberg. On the fast fire road descent, Fumic caught up with the leaders, and soon a big lead group with Cannondale, Scott, Bulls Heroes and Trek and Marco were together at the front. Those four teams pulled away, stringing out the rest of the field as they advanced towards the iconic Groenlandberg climb. On the lower slopes of the ascent, the Bulls heroes Wloszczowska and Stiebjahn took up the pacemaking, with a handful of the top teams right behind them. Approaching the summit of Groenlandberg, Cannondale's Avancini moved to the front, but the rest of the teams were in striking distance. The leaders flew down the treacherous Groenlandberg descent. The recent fires on the mountain made the track very susceptible to erosion, and the teams had to avoid washed-out gullies and loose rocks, but the pace at the front was frantic. At the start of the neck climb, Cannondale Factory Racing took the lead with Schurter and Forster a few bike lengths back. But then disaster struck for the leaders in the yellow jerseys. Lars Forster had a rear wheel puncture. Descending down the neck, Fumic and Avancini were on their own, chased by the Bulls heroes Stiebjahn and Wloszczowska. Schurter and Forster struggled to fix their puncture and decided to descend for almost 5 kilometers on the rim, a mechanical that has thrown the race wide open. Finally, the backup team reached the yellow jersey leaders, and Arno de Toy gave Forster a wheel. Scott-SRAM then set off more than 9 minutes behind Fumic and Avancini. Charging through the switchbacks above Hohoek, Fumic and Avancini didn't hold back and took firm control of the race. They reached water point 2 at Hohoek in around a minute and a half before the two chasing teams Bulls Heroes and Trek and Marco. Going up the South Hill climb, Avancini and Fumic maintained their rhythm and led the lonely chasers Bulls Heroes by a minute and a half. Further back in the field, Nino Schurter took charge of the chase group. He pulled his partner Forster along, constantly reducing the gap to the leaders. Entering the initially rocky but always thrilling Lebanon trails, Fumic and Avancini powered towards their first stage win. After a strong performance and some luck on their side, they won in 4 hours and 30 minutes, 2 minutes and 24 seconds of Uber and Stiebjahn. Third were Trek and Marco's Ferrara and Poro, and after an impressive fight back, Schurter and Forster crossed the finish line in fourth, 6 minutes and 45 seconds behind Fumic and Avancini, who are the new wearers of the yellow zebra jersey. In the women's race, the top team stayed together on the early phase of the stage, but on the approach to the Nieuweberg climb, race leaders Annika Langvad and Anna van der Breggen stepped up a gear and claimed the Dimension Data hotspot. The 4-time Absa Cape Epic winner and a newbie partner van der Breggen, the world road race champion, once again controlled the race and won their 4th consecutive stage, almost 6 minutes ahead of Candice Lill of South Africa and Germany's Adelheid Morath. In the GC, Langvad and van der Breggen now lead by 23 minutes and 43 seconds.